Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, I'm glad you're joining us. Today, we're continuing our series where I walk you step by step through how to build an online business from the ground up. In this video, we're getting into one of the most critical and honestly, most misunderstood parts of starting an online business: choosing the right niche. Your niche determines everything: the products you sell, the customers you attract, how competitive your space is, and even how profitable your store can become. But most beginners pick niches the wrong way, or they skip this step entirely. Today, I'm going to give you practical tips, insider tricks, and the real criteria you should use to find a niche that's actually in demand, beginner-friendly, and full of opportunity. If you've been stuck trying to figure out where your business fits, this video is going to give you the clarity you need. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get right into it. Finding a product to sell online can feel totally overwhelming, kind of like you're searching for a needle in a giant haystack. But what if I told you it's not about luck? What if it's more like a data-driven treasure hunt? That's what we're doing here today. We're going to turn that massive task into a clear step-by-step process to find your profitable product. Let's start with this question: what product should I sell? This is the one that stops so many amazing entrepreneurs before they even start. It just feels huge, doesn't it? But here's a little secret for you. This might actually be the wrong question to be asking in the first place. This is where we need to make a crucial mindset shift. Instead of asking, what product can I sell? The correct question to ask is, what problem can I solve? The most successful products, the ones that really take off, they're not just things, they're solutions. So stop thinking about inventory and start thinking about people. What are they passionate about? What are their hobbies, their biggest struggles? Your winning product idea is hiding right there inside the answer to that question. Okay, so before we even think about starting our treasure hunt, we need a map. And in the world of e-commerce, that map is your financial goal. Seriously. Without a clear target, you're just wandering around with no direction. So let's build one right now. Here's a simple but brilliant way to look at it. It's called the 10 by 10 by 30 strategy. The whole idea is to find a product where you make a nice, clean $10 profit on every single sale. Then the goal is to sell just 10 of those a day for 30 days. See how that breaks a huge, scary goal down into something you can actually tackle every single day? And when you run those numbers, $10 times 10 units times 30 days, you get this: $3,000. All of a sudden, it's not a dream. It's a clear, concrete, and totally achievable monthly profit goal from just one single product. If you want to increase your monthly profit, just tweak the formula to calculate how many products you'd need to sell, assuming you're making $10 per product and selling 10 of each per day. Suddenly, the goal isn't this vague idea of success, it's a real number. This strategy gives you an incredibly powerful filter. Now, as we start looking for products, we can ask ourselves a simple question: can this product get me to my 10 by 10 by 30 goal? Okay, with our goal locked in, it's time to start drawing our map. This is the brainstorming phase, and the key here is to just generate a big, unfiltered list of potential ideas. Seriously, at this stage, there are zero bad ideas. The weirder, the better. Here are some really fun ways to get those ideas flowing. You could try something called the daily touch list. You might be surprised by the product ideas hiding in your daily routine. Try to pay attention to the problems you consistently complain about. Those frustrations can be great sources of business ideas. Another great idea is to check out Amazon or eBay's bestsellers. But honestly, the most important thing you can do is just listen. Listen to the problems your friends, your family, and even you yourself are trying to solve. Okay, so you should have a nice long list of some pretty wild ideas. Now it's time to start refining that list. And the treasure map for this part of our journey is Amazon. You got to remember, Amazon isn't just a store. It's a massive database of what people actually want to buy, and we're going to use it to find the real gems. So let's take a deeper look at what kind of product research you can do on Amazon. I think you'll be surprised by what's actually possible. Many people don't realize this, but Amazon literally gives you incredible clues that can help you spot real opportunities. For example, you can dive deep into the bestseller list. It lets you go way beyond the main categories and dive deep into the really specific subcategories. Another suggestion is to start typing in the search bar to see what Amazon suggests, because those are popular searches that are ranked in order of popularity. And lastly, definitely pay close attention to sections like hot new releases or customers who viewed this item also viewed. Amazon is basically telling you exactly what's in demand. Think of these little tags, bestseller or Amazon's choice, as a massive green light from Amazon itself. It means the product already has proven demand. You don't have to guess if people want it. Amazon is literally telling you that they do want it. This makes your job so much easier. And finding a supplier for one of these is a much safer bet. So we found a promising X on our map, but hold on. Before we start digging, we need to verify that there's actually treasure buried there. Now we switch gears from exploring to validating, and we're going to use some powerful and totally free analytical tools to do it. Here's a super simple 3-step process. First, pop over to Google Shopping and check out the competition. How many other stores are selling your potential product? Second, use Google Trends. Is this a product that people want all year, or is it just a seasonal fad? Like a pool floaty. And third, use Google's keyword planner to see how many people are actually searching for it and what it might even cost you to advertise. This chart shows you the difference perfectly. If you search for Persian rugs on Google Shopping, you might only see a handful of stores. That's a niche with pretty low competition. But espresso machines, whoa, you'll see over 50 stores, a completely saturated market. You're looking for that sweet spot right in the middle. Enough demand, but not a crazy, insane amount of competition. Now, I'm not saying you should be selling Persian rugs or shouldn't be selling espresso machines. I'm using these examples simply to illustrate how different products or niches can fall into either low competition or highly saturated markets. In this case, Persian rugs may show low competition, but that doesn't automatically make them a great product to sell. They can be bulky, expensive to ship, and those costs can quickly eat into your margins. On the other hand, espresso machines may appear highly competitive at first glance, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad opportunity. There are other factors such as demand, pricing, and differentiation that could actually make this a strong niche to explore. That's why it's important to evaluate multiple factors during product research instead of relying on competition alone. In other words, successful product research requires looking at the big picture. To help with that, let's walk through a simple rule of thumb or checklist that can help you narrow your search if you're just getting started. These aren't hard rules you must follow, but general guidelines. And if you find a product outside these ranges that looks promising, you should absolutely explore it further. Now let's walk through this checklist in more detail. Try to aim for a price between $19 and $45. That'll keep your startup costs low. Keep the weight under 2 pounds, which will save you a ton on shipping. Look for a bestseller rank, that's Amazon's internal ranking of under 6,000, to know there's really strong demand. And this one is huge. Aim for products with fewer than 500 reviews. That means you actually have a fighting chance to compete. Okay, we followed the map, we've analyzed the data, but there is one last crucial step. It's the final gut check. After all the spreadsheets and all the charts, you have to step back and just ask a few simple common sense questions. First and foremost, are you about to go head to head with Amazon itself? I mean, if Amazon is selling the exact same product, it's going to be a really tough uphill battle. It's not impossible for sure, but it is a major factor you've got to consider. Next up, can you actually get this thing made? A great idea is completely useless if you don't have a reliable supplier. You've got to look on sites like Alibaba. Are there quality manufacturers? Can you get samples? Is the supply chain going to be dependable? Alternatively, can you possibly find a supplier that will drop ship this item for you so you don't have to carry it in stock? Drop shipping can be an excellent fulfillment model, especially when you're just getting started. With drop shipping, you don't keep inventory on hand or purchase products up front. Instead, you partner with a dropship supplier that already stocks the products you want to sell. When a customer places an order on your website, that order is automatically sent to your supplier, who then packages and ships the product directly to the customer on your behalf. From the customer's perspective, they're buying from you. In other words, you handle the marketing, pricing, and customer experience, while the supplier handles fulfillment. The biggest advantage of this model is that it allows you to launch an online business without tying up large amounts of capital and inventory. You're only paying for the product after you've already made a sale, which significantly reduces financial risk and makes it easier to test products and ideas. This flexibility allows you to focus on building your brand, validating demand, and refining your marketing before investing in inventory at scale. Now think back to that chart we just looked at. Is this market big enough that you can actually hit your 10 by 10 by 30 goal, but not so saturated that you're going to be drowned out by hundreds of competitors? This is where your data and your intuition really have to meet. And finally, this might be the most important question of all. Do you actually care about this product? Your own passion and your own interests are what's going to be the fuel that gets you through the tough times of building a business. Trust me, do not underestimate this one. So there you have it, a complete framework to go from a totally blank page to a validated, profitable product idea. You have the mindset, you have the map, and you have the tools for your own treasure hunt. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first? Thank you so much for watching. Before we wrap up, I want to share something real quick. When I started my first online business, I had no roadmap. I was guessing, piecing things together, and honestly, I doubted myself more times than I can count. But what kept me going was the decision not to quit, even when I didn't have all the answers. If you're watching this, you probably feel that same spark, the belief that you're meant to build something of your own. And I want you to know, you don't have to figure it out alone. That's why I created the How to Start an Online Business Master Academy course. It's the step-by-step guide I wish I had when I was starting out, with templates, tools, and real examples to make the journey clearer and so much less overwhelming. If you're ready to take that next step in your story, check out the link in the description. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of the series. Your journey is just beginning. I'll see you in the next video or inside the Master Academy course. Thank you again.